Hi everyone, I'm braving the fact that it's about to rain because I am doing a little shopping excursion. Let me see if I can turn this camera round. Okay, we're here. We are at Space 10K and I'm going to be seeing if I can purchase the Hourglass ambient lighting palette. So, catch me later on this week when I will be, hopefully, having bought it, we'll be reviewing it. So excited. See you soon. Bye bye everyone. I've just come out of Space NK and I just got to share this with you because it did make me giggle. So I went in there and I was looking at makeup and I said, oh, I don't need any more lipsticks. I've got so many Charlotte Tilbury ones. And they said, oh yeah, Charlotte Tilbury's great. And I said to them, and they said, I said, you should stock them in here. And they said, oh, well, Charlotte Tilbury doesn't really fit into the luxury brands that we're aiming for in Space NK. Suddenly thought, what am I doing in here? In my compression socks and wraps and my medical shoes. I need to get out of here. If Charlotte Tilbury is not posh enough for them, I definitely don't need to be in it. Anyway, as I was leaving, I said, oh, it's a shame. I do use Omorovitza, but you don't stock the gold serum I use. It's a shame you only stock the cheaper one. Bye, see you soon. So there you go, that's my funny anecdote. I couldn't help myself. I just can't stand that kind of attitude. And anybody that has a pop at my beloved Charlotte for not being luxury enough, she said it's more staged than luxury. There you go. None so queer as folk. See you soon. Bye. Good morning everyone and welcome back to my channel. Now the last couple of nights I've had an average of about 2 hours sleep. So I'm feeling pretty yuck. But what better thing to try out today than the Hourglass ambient lighting palette, which is supposed to give you a glow. Anything that's going to promise me a glow today is good for me. Okay. Now I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the product. Obviously I haven't got any makeup on yet. And yeah, so I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the product and then put on my makeup. And then when I go to apply this, I'll talk you through how it says to use it. Okay. So let me just talk about, so one thing I don't like about this, sorry, I'm going to start with a negative because I haven't had any sleep. One thing I don't like about this is that you don't really get much information with the product. On the back it tells you which are the shades, and then when you open it up it says directions for use. Okay, so you open it up and it says directions: apply finishing powder over the face using the ambient powder brush. Ambient lighting powder is fragile, please handle with care. That's it. So I actually had to go onto the website to find how to use it, which I thought was a little bit off. I don't think there's any other instructions in here. Let me just see. Let me just double check in case I've missed it. No, I definitely haven't. That's all that was in there, that little leaflet that says that. Okay, so let me tell you what it says about this product. This has long been heralded by a lot of makeup artists, and I've seen Pixie Woo using it. I've seen a lot of other makeup artists raving about it. And then I think the final straw for me in terms of wanting to get it for myself was when Wayne Goss was doing a look into his makeup kit and what he carries around with him. And then he mentioned it. And I thought, all right, I really, really want to get this now. So this is what it says about the product. Create your perfect light with this palette featuring 3 shades of ambient lighting powder, which utilise photoluminescent technology to filter out harsh light and refine the appearance of the complexion. Each of these high-tech, soft focus finishing powders recreate an exquisitely flattering light source. The powders can be applied individually or layered to imbue skin with a multi-dimensional glow. Sounds good. Powders mimic universally flattering light sources, not unlike having a personal lighting technician at your disposal. By manipulating and filtering out harsh light, powders conceal skin imperfections, pores, and wrinkles. State-of-the-art formula delivers a multi-dimensional luminescence to every skin tone, making it appear softer, younger, and perfectly lit. Universal powders make them suitable for every skin tone, while each can be worn day and night. The finishing powders enhance skin in any type of light, including flash photography. And it says that it was named by Vogue 100 Beauty Hall of Fame, and it is vegan and gluten free. Okay, so I'll get into how to apply it in a minute. This is what it looks like. Comes in this box here, which I showed you the other day, upside down. And this is the palette. And then we have the 3 shades inside here. Let me just hold that up. So we have, might help me if I, so we have dim light, which is this one, incandescent light, and radiant light. It's very difficult in this light to see them. If I just do that, you can probably see the colours a little bit better. Okay, so I'm going to get on. I'm going to do my makeup. I definitely need a lot of glow today, so I'm going to be using the Studio 10 Youth Lift glowplexion, and I'm also going to use the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter. Sorry if I sound like I'm a bit slow, but I am a bit slow after 2 hours sleep. And today we've got competing with us the grass being cut again. I don't know if there's any grass left to cut on one side, and then on the other side we've got painters and decorators shouting at the top of their voice. But Jack is still in bed, so I thought now's a good time. Okay, so I'm going to put this on and my foundation, and then let's get going with this review. I'll see you in a minute. Okay, I'm back. I had to do a little bit of mixing because I used a foundation that is far too light for me at the moment, so I had to do a bit of adjusting. Now, this light is quite bright because it is incredibly dark outside. But what I'm going to do, so I'll tell you what I've done. I've basically put my foundation on, and I've put a little bit of under eye setting powder under my eyes and just on the high points of my face, just to take that oily shine off before I go in. Because what I find sometimes is if I'm a bit too oily and greasy and then I go in with a palette, a pressed palette, then I get grease on the palette, and then you can't use it. It sort of becomes very difficult to use. So here are the instructions about how to use this palette, and I am going to use this brush. I love this brush, not only for a blush brush but also for putting on powder. Now I'm just going to have to come back because there's a sudden downpour of rain, and what sometimes happens is that the drainage outside is so bad that it starts coming up in my kitchen sink. So I'm just going to go and stick the plug in, and I'll be right back. The glamorous life of a beauty blogger, hey? Okay, so at least the painters have scarpered, so we haven't got to compete with the noise of the painters. Okay, so the palette includes 3 shades, and this is what it says about them. So first of all, we have dim light. So let me show you dim light. So this is dim light here, and it says a neutral peach beige powder that blurs imperfections and highlights a radiant complexion. Oh, this light is no good. I'll have to swatch them in a minute. Okay, I've turned the light on. It's slightly better. You can see me slightly less, but you'll see the swatches. So this is dim light, and it says it's a neutral peach beige powder that blurs imperfections and highlights a radiant complexion with the perfect balance of warm and cool tones. Then you have incandescent strobe light, which is in the middle, and it says this is an opalescent pearl powder that brightens the complexion with a celestial glow. And then radiant light, which is this one here. Can you see that? I'm just turning it. I'm really sorry about the light today, guys. So that is radiant light, and that says it's a sun-kissed golden beige that enhances the overall complexion with believable subtle warmth and also extends a summer glow. Okay, now this is the instructions. I haven't actually read these yet, so I'm going to be learning something today. So first of all, it says dust dim light all over the complexion, but focus on the centre of the face to soften imperfections. So let's do that. But first of all, I'm just going to take a very quick photograph before I start, because I want to see the before and the after photograph, okay? Okay, we're keeping it real on this channel today, but I'm going to carry on because a performer always carries on. Now the painters have gone, but the drillers have come out. Anyway, I'm going to keep going. I will. I never give up, me. So I'm going to dust dim light all over the complexion, but focus on the centre of the face to soften imperfections. So I'm going to take some of that on my brush, and I'm going to do that all over my face, but focus on the centre to soften imperfections. The jury's out on this with me. It's very subtle, and I didn't think it was doing anything, but then I took a photograph and it did seem to blur out my pores. And I'm still not sure. I don't know if it's kind of more of a placebo, and that I'm buying into the hype or not. So that's why I'm going to be taking a picture. I'll just do the remnants now on the outer side, because it said to put this all over. Let me know as I'm putting it on. I know it's really dreadful light here, but as I'm putting this on, let me know if you can see, because I watched a review of this and I could tell as the woman was putting it on camera, seems to be one of those that looks good on camera. Okay, then it says add radiant light as a contour under the cheekbones, on the temples, and on either side of the bridge of the nose. Okay, so I'm going to do that. So I will take radiant light, which I'm just checking that I've got the right one. Radiant light, yes. Is that right? Let me just check. Dim light, radiant light. Okay, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to get the radiant light, and I'm going to do around the periphery of my face. Actually, I think I was doing this wrong. I think I was using dim light on the periphery before. So hopefully I'm going to see a bit more of a difference this time. And then with the setting brush, I'm going to do that down the contour of my nose, like so. Okay, and then it says finish off. I've got hair tickling my face again. Finish off with a light dusting of incandescent light on the tops of the cheekbones. So that's the one in the middle. This one here. On the tops of the cheekbones, under the brow, on the centre of the eyelids, the bridge of the nose, and the cupid's bow. So basically everywhere you normally put a highlighter. So it's really disgusting weather here today. This is actually, I'm filming this in the morning, would you believe, and it looks like the evening. So it said on the brows. I'm just going to put that on my brows with my fingers. And in the centre there. Okay, I'm going to take another photograph so that you can see the after, and I'd love to know your opinion, whether you can see any difference. 1 second. Okay, so that's that, and I'd be really interested if you leave a comment below and tell me if you can see any difference. I kind of can, but it's very, very subtle. And I'm not sure. I'm not sure that it's worth the money that it is. And I think the jury's out, because I haven't formed a strong opinion either way yet. And when I have, I will tell you. You know I will. Because I definitely think it blurs pores. I definitely feel that it has made them look less noticeable. It does give a glow, but it's subtle. And I suppose the thing that I'm thinking is it worth the money for this palette? Because this palette is £59. I think possibly, I would say, my initial impression from this is that I would probably go and get the dim light, or one of them, either the dim light or the radiant light, on its own. And they also come in travel sizes, so you can get them, but the dim light is one that you can use as a kind of all over powder to give you that subtle glow, so you don't look too powdery. And I think that's probably a good option. I'm not sure whether or not, given how subtle it is, that it is worth buying the whole palette. And that's what I'm stuck with at the moment. So yeah, but I will keep you updated. I've only had it a few days. I definitely think it's a beautiful setting powder, but I could have got that one on its own. I do like this one here. This one is subtle. Actually, Deborah was saying to put this lighter shade under the eyes. Let's do that. Let's do that, and I'll take another picture. And you can tell me what you think. Okay? Okay, I've taken the other photo. I'm going to show you the selection of photos. Now, I'm going to go and finish off my makeup and come back and say goodbye to you all. Before I do, I also wanted to... One of the other things that Wayne Goss talks about a lot is Milani baked blushes. And they're actually very inexpensive. You can get them on Amazon at very reasonable, they're kind of drugstore price. So I did actually get one of these recently, and this one is called Corallina. And they're really good value. I think they're about, I'm going to come back and tell you how much they are. I'll check it out before I finish off this video. Okay, I've looked on Amazon, and depending on the shade and the supplier that you're going for, they're anything between £3 and £11. Come with a little mirror in the bottom, a little brush which I haven't used yet, but it's quite handy, and then the blush. Now let me show you the blush, because I think it looks really beautiful, and I'm going to go for kind of a little bit of a corally gold look today. I think brighten up the complexion. Very pigmented, but a beautiful blush. And I can definitely see why people rave about these blushes. And very affordable. And I think that's good, because there's so many things that people recommend that are very high end, and we could all be bankrupt if we got them all. But for this, you could afford to get a couple, 2 or 3 shades. Isn't that beautiful? I think that's a beautiful blush. I really like that. Okay, I'm going to finish my makeup, and I'll be right back to say goodbye to you all. And sorry if I don't seem quite with it or coherent today. I hope I've kind of made sense. I think lack of sleep is catching up on me. But let me know what you think of the palette and my before and after pictures. And yeah, I'll see you in a minute. Hi all, I've finished with my makeup. So some final thoughts about this palette. I think it's something that's going to grow on me. For instance, I've just found another use for it. And just as I was finishing off my makeup, my eye makeup, I thought it could do with a bit of a blend. So I went in with the dim light and just went like that, and it was a bit like using my transition shade. It just blurred out all the lines. Secondly, I did another layer at the end, and then I sprayed with setting spray, and it comes to light. I'm going to do a picture at the end, but when you put the setting spray on, so I'm talking about MAC Fix Plus, it kind of brings it out. So whereas it was looking a little bit powdery like under my eyes before, it definitely brings out the beauty of this. I think it's one of those products that the more you use it and you find different uses for it, the more you realise it really is worth having. But when you first get it, you will probably feel a bit disappointed. But I can kind of, I'm starting to get why a lot of makeup artists like it. And I think it is because it's quite a versatile thing. It's not just something that's a highlighter, a bronzer and a blush. It's a setting powder. It can blur lines. It can blend things in. You can build it up. You can do all sorts of things with it. So I think that is the beauty of this palette. I'm going to do an end photograph and I do another summary so that you can see before and after. That's the other thing I wanted to say, is that it probably is something that you would want to put on last, after you've put your bronzer and your other normal bronzers and sculptors on, and then do it to kind of enhance what you've already got on, which may seem like just another layer, but it's kind of a setting powder, but you've got 3 versions of a setting powder, if that makes sense. So instead of just one setting powder, same colour, it's 3 versions of setting powder to kind of enhance what you've already done. And I think it worked better at the end of putting on my makeup than what I did at the beginning there, which was just setting my foundation. So I hope you've enjoyed today. Please leave your comments below. Sorry, I'm still on the fence about this product, so that's probably come across, along with the fact that I haven't slept much. And talking of sleeping much, somebody who's been sleeping much has just crawled past. All right, have a great day, and join me tomorrow for Foundation Friday. I'm not going to give any clues away yet, mainly because I haven't decided which one I'm using. Take care. Have a good day. Bye-bye.